Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video I'm going to make a chubby little Cyclops out of Primo Sculpey. Alright, let's get started. So I have all my supplies ready, my tools, my clay, and my foil. So I'm going to sculpt two foil balls, one for the body and one for the head. And this way I don't have to use as much clay if you build it up with some foil, and it's perfectly fine to bake that, obviously. So I'm mixing yellow and green clay together. It's Primo Sculpey. And I don't mix it fully together. I want kind of a marble effect on him. So like I said, I'm making a chubby Cyclops, so I want to give him a big belly. So I'm going to add a little more clay to the front side. So that way he has this nice round tummy. And then add a belly button, and then I'm going to go ahead and sculpt his butt. So I want his butt to stick out a little bit more too. And now I'm going to go ahead and sculpt his legs. So I just wanted to give him some kind of short, stubby legs. Most of the time I do my monsters sitting down. One, because I don't have to worry about him falling over. But for this guy, I really wanted him to stand so I could have that belly hanging over his legs. So I thought, it'd be best to do him this way, in this pose. And then I just sculpted his arms, and I just rolled out just a section of clay into a snake and cut it in half diagonally so I could add those arms and have that angle meet at the body. So now I'm going to take some more clay and cover the other foil ball for his head. And then before I stick the head on, I am going to add a wire into the body to give it a little bit more support. So I'm going to go ahead, add some of the details to the head before I put it on there. So I added the tooth, and I'm going to make the lower jaw lip area. And I decided I wanted to add some more teeth. Now these teeth are all pre-baked. So I have made these previously for other projects, and I always make extra. So those will not distort as I'm working on this. Now I'm just going to add a little more details. I'm going to go ahead and make a socket for his eyes and get that attached to his head. And then I want to go ahead and make his ears. So I want his ears to be a little more round, a little more human shaped than I've done with some of my other monsters. So I've got those placed on his head and kind of smooth them in with a ball tool. And then I'm adding indentions in there because I want to have some ear holes. And then I want to make some hair to go into his ears. So the next thing I want to do is make a little nose. A lot of my monsters don't have noses, but I did want to add one to this guy. And then I'm just going to smooth that in place. The next thing I need to do is add his toes and fingers. So I'm just taking a little bit more of the yellow-green clay and cutting them up. For his toes, I want to go with a bigger, like a big toe and then a middle toe and a little pinky toe. So I want to do them in, different sizes. So they go from bigger to smaller as it goes out. For his fingers, I'm going to go ahead and just do them all roughly around the same size. I'm not worried about them if they're exact or not, but I'm not trying to make one bigger than the other purposefully anyway. So I just attach those, use the ball tool to kind of smooth them in a little bit so that way they kind of bond a little bit better when it bakes. Now I'm done with the green, so I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands, and then I'll go back and start working on the brown. Now I'm going to use the brown clay for his hair. So I'm just cutting off little strands and rolling them pretty small, using my needle tool to attach them to the inside of his ears. And that's why I did those indentions in his ears, so I could have them coming out, and it gives the appearance that they're growing out of his ears. I don't want to just put it right on his head, just have it attached there. And then I want to do the same thing for his chin. So I'm using a ball tool to make little indentions. And then I put the pieces of the brown clay coming in there. So again, so that gives the appearance of it coming out of like his skin, like hair would. And I didn't want to overdo it. I just wanted to have a few on his chin. I didn't want to make it look like he was trying to have a beard, just had these stragglers of hair. So next I wanted to do ones for the eyebrows. Now the hair on the eyebrows are going to be a lot smaller, so I did not try to do little indentions for that. I just went ahead and cut them really small and then just placed them with the needle tool and then just kind of pushed them in. I wasn't going to attempt to try to make it look like it was coming out like the others. But since it's so small, I think it worked out really well. And once I got those attached, I was able to bring them up a bit. I also added a single nose hair. So now that I'm done with the brown, I'm going to wash my hands again, and I can start working on the Cyclops' eye. And I'm using Primo Pearl Clay for his eyeball. So it takes me a few tries to get it the size I want. I want it to fit in the socket. I want it to stick out a bit, but not too much. And once I'm happy with that, then I can do some blue. I decided I wanted his eye to be, blue with the black in the middle. Lots of times, like on my blobs and stuff, I'll just do, the white and the black. But I really wanted his eye to pop out, and so I wanted to add more detail to it. So I did it blue with a black pupil. And then I wanted to have a little bit of pearl added on top of that to, imitate light reflection. So I just had a couple specks, almost, and added those. Now it's time to bake our clay. Remember, always bake your clay according to package instructions. And here is my finished chubby little Cyclops monster made out of Primo Sculpey. I really had a lot of fun making this guy. I just thought it'd be fun to do a Cyclops with a big belly, and of course he's got to have a cute little butt. And then I've never done a monster with ear hair before. So I just thought that was a fun little touch. I mean, because I would think a big chubby Cyclops would definitely have some ear hair. And he's got a few whiskers. And then, if you watched in the video, I don't know if you could tell or not. It's a little hard to see it. But he does have one little nose hair. And then, of course, he has his big eyebrow here going over his eye. And I really love how the eye turned out. Kind of with that light reflection in there that I used with that pearl to put in there with the blue and the black. So he was just kind of a fun little piece to do. And I love making just different kinds of monsters and creatures. Get it to focus here. Come on, camera. All right. So just get you a better look. So there's his big belly. He's got his little belly button. I did go a little simpler on him. I didn't put fingernails on it like I do a lot of my monsters, but he does have more detail in his head with the extra teeth, and he's got a little nose. A lot of my monsters don't have a nose. But it was really fun. I think it works really well how the green and the yellow kind of swirled together, give him that kind of a marble-ish look. Anyway, that's just me being me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like down below. There, like. And if you want to be notified when I post a new video, please make sure to ring that little bell notification. Supposedly that's very important to YouTube. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching, and remember, never stop creating. Bye! I'm a little Cyclops looking at you, looking at me. What do you see? Well, I see you, and you see me. Haven't you seen enough of me? I mean, come on. You saw how I was made. That is crazy. It's like watching a factory or something, like getting a car made. Have you ever watched those videos? Like the cars going down the assembly line, and then they add on the doors, and they put the engine in there, and then, I don't really know, it's been a while since I've seen those, but you know what I'm saying, and they have those robot arms, and they spray the paint. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Alright, well, I'm just being so silly, I don't even know what I'm saying. Alright, I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye now.